call to order the 946th meeting of the Board of Directors of City 27. Roll call.
Christine.
Here.
Shannon.
Here.
Katie.
Here.
Donna.
Here.
Tanya's not here. Toby.
Here.
And Rory.
Here.
And our student reps are not here tonight.
All right, so we got some adjustments.
We have two adjustments under items of business, new business. B, items for information. We're going to add a second resignation. And then, and that's a resignation of a cook helper. And then also add a new item D, approve banking contract bid for MSAD 27.
Okay. Period of public participation for items on the agenda. Anybody want to talk today? No? All right. No approval of minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes. I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Approval of financial statements. Any motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Shane. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. All right, items of business, Ben.
Under retirements, we have a retirement of a bus driver custodian. It was originally mixed up as a resignation. There's a retirement from this profession. And you have a letter from Tom Bennett, and he's giving 100 days notice. So his last planned day is August 20, 2025. I did have a chance to speak with Tom last week, and he said after 44 years of doing the same thing, he just wants to try something different. And he said, I'm told change is good. So I think we owe it to allow Tom to try something different.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
So, I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Under resignation, you should have a letter from Taylor Martin, who resigned his position, and that's going to be effective May 31.
Entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Passes.
And then I put a new letter on your table as you arrived, and it is a letter from Paula Jando to Melanie Lagasse that she resigned her position as the 18 to 20 hour cook helper, and she did mention to Melanie that she'd like to continue subbing.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Shane.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Yeah.
All right, transfers.
You should have two transfer letters, one for Catherine Thornsis and the other for Kelly Associated. They are transferring to VRMS as part of the 6th grade move. Some of the staff needed to come here, and they've volunteered to come over. So we've already approved those transfers.
Thank you.
Your current openings, life skills teacher, they interviewed today. A candidate was made an offer and they are considering it, so couldn't take a name to you today, but we'll have one hopefully for you next meeting. Also, CHS VRMS special education teacher, there was also an interview today for that, and that person is also considering it. Different people, not the same person. And so we hope to have a recommendation for that as well. And then we do have our TOPS Academy instructor and our 5th grade teacher at FKES, and I believe the interviews are Wednesday, Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
So we should have something for that soon as well.
And that's for 1 year only.
It's a 1-year position. Yep. Item C, 2024-25 budget approval of transfer of no more than 5% between cost centers. Lucy, you want to explain what that is for the new board members?
Yeah, when we build the budget by cost centers, and throughout the year, we spend it where we need the money. Our best laid plans don't always happen, so sometimes you need a little more in one and a little less in another. By law, the law allows us to try to overspend one and underspend another, as long as your entire budget doesn't go over. So this is the transfer as to where the expenses may land, to truly reflect your true expenses, not where you had originally budgeted the funds.
That makes sense.
Do you need a motion?
I do.
Oh, okay. I'll move to approve a transfer of no more than 5% between cost centers.
Second. It's okay.
Any discussion?
I do have a question, because it
Yeah.
isn't my first year, so I guess a quick question, Lucy. Is 5% the max that's allowed, or, yeah, okay. Okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor?
The other adjustment, approved banking contract bid for SAD 27. I'll let Lucy explain, but essentially TD Bank is no longer going to be local, and that was our primary institution. So Lucy held some bids. Go ahead, Lucy.
So TD Bank will cease operation of their local branch here in Fort Kent on June 1st. We could still bank with them, we would just have difficulty when we're dealing with cash or having to go into the branch and whatnot. So we decided to put out the banking services for bid, which they recommend we do on an occasional basis anyways. We received 3 bids, Katahdin Trust, Acadia Credit Union, and Machias, who is based in Caribou. Although Machias doesn't have a local branch, he had reached out to me, he said, will it automatically disqualify me? And I said, no, as long as you provided a viable alternative to what we do with cash or whatnot. But our bid does specify that we prefer a local branch. We are requiring whoever bids to have a local branch. My thought behind the process was, if we don't get local bidders, we would at least have someone else interested. We did get the local bidders, and when we evaluate, when we compared their proposals, we are recommending Katahdin Trust. They have a local branch. Their rates for CDs and investments were a little bit higher than what Acadia was offering, and they have a couple of 2 or 3 services that we currently use that they do not offer. And they also have some fees that Katahdin are waiving. So when we evaluated the whole bid, we are recommending Katahdin Trust. This is for initially a 3-year contract, and with the option to renew and extend that contract if at the end of 3 years by the district.
I'll make a motion to approve a banking contract with Katahdin Trust.
I'll second that. I think that's the
Okay.
motion.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Okay. So I am looking for a motion to recess to the budget hearing.
So moved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor? All right, we'll recess.
You can take your time getting there. We have 20 minutes. I want to thank everyone for being here. We're going to start off tonight, and we'll take a motion for a moderator. Got it first for Berman Bonville. Do I have a second? Second by Peter. Any discussion? All those in favor? Berman. Mr. Scott Sivity.
Please raise your right hand. I, Berman Bonville, do swear
Berman Banville do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so long
so long
as I shall continue a citizen thereof.
as I continue as a citizen thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do swear
I do swear
that I will discharge to the best of my
I will
abilities
discharge to the best of my abilities
the duties incumbent on me
the duties incumbent on me
as moderator of this meeting,
as moderator of this meeting,
according to the Constitution and the laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
There, please. Anywhere, Berman. Thank you.
Good evening. If you don't hear me or if I'm too loud, let me know. I go both ways. Article 1, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for regular instruction. Your school board recommends $6,510,615. Do I have a motion? I have a motion. Second? Second. Any questions on Article 1? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify. Any opposed? Article 2, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for special education. Your school board recommends $2,607,045. Do I have a motion? I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 2? Yes, sir.
What was it last year?
What was it last year?
How come you guys don't do it the town boat, sir? Over last year and this year?
Did that answer your question, sir? Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 2, please signify. Any opposed? Article 3, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for career and technical education. Your school board recommends $0. I have a motion, I do, and a second. Any questions? All those in favor of Article 3? Any opposed? Article 4, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for other instruction. Your school board recommends $428,975. Do I have a motion and a second? Any questions on Article 4? Yes, sir.
Can someone explain that to me?
Article 4 is the article that includes extracurricular, co-curricular student activities. It's salaries and benefits for the coaches, referees, and all of those things. That's what's included in here.
So how much did it go up? What's the percent?
It went up by 16%.
Any other questions on Article 4? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Article 5, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for student and staff support. Your school board recommends $1,322,270. I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 5, please signify. Any opposed? Article 6, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for system administration. Your school board recommends $755,920. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 6? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 6, please signify. All those opposed. Article 7, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for school administration. The school board recommends $797,120. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 7? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 8, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for transportation and buses. Your school board recommends $927,440. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 8? Yes, sir.
Those buses there, do we use these big buses all the time? They're half empty. 20 piece per bus.
The question is, do we need these big buses all the time? Half of them are empty.
We really do try our best to make sure that, well, first of all, the only other option to a regular size school bus would be a minibus, and the price is almost the same, so it's silly to go, you're paying for the motor and you're paying for mostly that. So it's better to have and safer to have a full-size school bus. There are some of our trips that are loaded to the max, so our St. John Road trip is always loaded, and the others are designated for seats. So some days you might have less kids on the bus because their parents came to pick them up, but those seats are assigned to students. So it all depends on what's going on. I do not believe, is Ricky Labby here? I do not believe we have almost empty buses though. For the most part, we're quite full. Unless there's a small student trip, we might take a tennis team somewhere, and there might be 6, 7 kids on that bus. That's because we don't put them in minivans. The bus is safer.
Any other questions on Article 8? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 9. To see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for facilities maintenance. Your school board recommends $1,886,985. Any questions on Article 9? I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 9, please signify. Any opposed? Article 10, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for debt service and other commitments. Your school board recommends $0. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 10? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 11, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for all other expenditures. And your school board recommends $0. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 11? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 12 and 13, raise funds for the proposed school budget. Article 12, to see what sum the district will appropriate for the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Program and Services Funding Act, and to see what sum the district will raise and assess as each municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Program and Services Funding Act in accordance with the Maine Revised Statutes, Title 20A, Section 15688. Recommended amounts are appropriated Town of Fort Kent, $6,990,931.60, and they will raise $1,800,720. The Town of New Canada will appropriate $474,125.46, and New Canada will raise $184,931.67. The Town of St. Francis will appropriate $559,274.53, and the Town of St. Francis will raise $191,336.67. St. John Plantation will appropriate $389,944, and the St. John Plantation will raise $139,893.33. The Town of Wallagrass will appropriate $1,261,754.30, and Wallagrass will raise $304,898.33, for a total appropriation of $9,676,029.89, and those communities in total will raise $2,621,780. Do I have a motion on Article 12? I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 12? Yes, sir.
Go back to the Town of Fort Kent, there was 6 million, we're adding another million over this?
No. This is the way things are written. Your total cost for the students in Fort Kent is $6,990,000, and the Town of Fort Kent only has to raise $1,800,000 of that amount, over that amount. The rest is paid by the state.
Explain that better to me.
When the state gives us our subsidy every year, they say, we're going to give you this much money as long as your local community raises their share. So Fort Kent's share to raise is $1,800,000, and in doing that, the state of Maine is going to cover the balance, which is almost $5 million. So it's the only way to get that money from the state is if the towns raise what's required.
Any other questions on Article 12? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 13 will require a written ballot. To see what sum the district will raise and appropriate in additional local funds, they recommend $2,900,495, which exceeds the state's essential programs and services allocation model by $2,900,495 as required to fund the budget recommended by the school board. The school board gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's essential programs and services funding model by $2,900,495. The state of Maine's essential programs and services formula does not provide for the actual cost of operating expenses plus full costs of such as special education, substitute teachers, supplies and equipment, professional development, athletic and co-curricular expenses, system administration support, increased cost of heating energy and diesel fuel, operation of plant and cost of transportation students over long distances, as we have in MSAD number 27. The EPS formula underestimates inflationary costs and salary ranges that are characteristic of a community or geographical areas. Do I have a motion on Article 13? I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 13? Seeing none. All those in favor? Oh, no, this is a written ballot. I'm sorry. You will be going to the tables over here, and the ballot box is where? Okay, right there on the corner of the stage. Okay? So this is a written ballot, and you have to go and do it all by yourselves. Has everyone who wanted to vote voted? If so, we'll close the box and have the ladies count the votes.
Yes, 6, no.
The results of the voting is 38 yes and 6 no. Article 14 summarizes the proposed school budget. To see what sum the district will authorize the school board to expend for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30, 2026 from the district's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Program and Services Funding Act, non-state funded school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statutes Title 20A, Section 15690, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidy, and other receipts for the support of schools. The school board recommends $15,236,370. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 14? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 15. Article 15 raises and appropriates funds for the school nutrition program. To see if the district will raise and appropriate $254,015 as the local share for the school nutrition program, with authorization to expend any additional, incidental, or miscellaneous receipts in the interest and for the well-being of the school nutrition program. Your school board recommends $254,015. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 15? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 16, authorize the continuing education program and raises the local share. To see if the district will appropriate $364,960 for continuing education and raise $124,755 as the local share, with authorization to expend any additional, incidental, or miscellaneous receipts in the interest and for the well-being of the continuing education program. The school board recommends $364,960 and raising $124,755. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 16? Yes, sir.
Someone can explain that to me.
I can't understand you.
Want someone to explain this to me?
This is adult education.
That night?
Well, it's at night, it's on weekends, it's whenever they have.
Yeah, it's not just nights anymore. It's anybody who has not earned a degree from regular school. They can come to adult ed and try to get a degree through that program. Sometimes it's afternoons, sometimes it's evenings, it's sometimes during the day, but it's a separate program from our program, mostly geared for adults.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 16, please signify. Any opposed? Article 17, authorize expenditure of grants and other receipts. In addition to amounts approved in the preceding articles, shall the school board be authorized to expend such other sums as may be received from federal or state grants or programs or other sources during the fiscal year for school purposes, provided that such grants, programs, or other sources do not require the expenditure of other funds not previously appropriated. Your school board recommends a yes vote on Article 17. I have a motion and a second. Any questions on Article 17? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify. Any opposed? Article 18 authorizes a transfer to a reserve fund and reduction in local tax assessments in the event of an increase in state funding for public schools. In the event that the district receives more state education subsidy than the amount included in its budget, shall the school board be authorized to use all or part of the additional state subsidy to increase the allocation of finances in a reserve fund approved by the school board and or decrease the local cost share expectation as defined in Title 20A, Section 15671, paragraph A1 and B, for local property taxpayers for funding public education as approved by the school board. Do I have a motion for Article 18? I have a motion and a second. Do I have any questions on Article 18? Yes, sir.
It's happened before in the past where in Augusta, they have another budget, a supplemental budget, and they give a little more to schools. This says if that happens and we get more money from the state, we're gonna put it in an account to offset taxes for next year. So it's like a special savings account if we get more money. It's not gonna happen.
Never say never.
Any other questions? If not, those in favor of Article 18, please signify. Any opposed? That is it, folks. The referendum election on this budget is on June 10th. Is that correct? Yeah. The referendum budget on this school budget is on June 10th. Thank you all for coming and have a nice evening.